A for apple, apple. A says A for apple, S says B for boat, boat. B says boo, boo, boo. B for boat, B says boo, boo, boo. C for cat, cat. C says coo, 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 coo. C for cat, C says coo, 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 coo. D for duck, duck. D says da, da. D for duck, D says da, da. E for engine, engine. E says A. E for engine, E says A. F for frog, frog. F says foo, 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 foo. F for frog, F says foo, 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 foo. G for grapes, grapes. G says go. G for grapes, G says go. H for house, house. H says H for house, H says I for island, island. I says E. I for island, I says E. J for jeep, jeep. J says choo, 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 choo. J for jeep, J says choo, 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 choo. K for koala, koala. K says coo, 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 coo. K for koala, K says coo, 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 coo. L for lump, lump. L says la. L for lump, L says la. M for moon, moon. M says moo, moo. N for moon, M says moo, moo. N for nut, nut. N says no. N for nut, N says no. O for orange, orange. O says O for orange, O says O. P for pig, pig. P says pa. P for pig, P says pa. Q for quail, quail. Q says coo, coo, coo. Q for quail, Q says coo, coo, coo. R for rock, rock. R says roo. R for rock, R says roo. X for socks, socks. S says sa. X for socks, sa. T for train, train. T says toot, toot. T for train, T says toot, toot. U for unicorn, unicorn. U says ooh. U for unicorn, U says ooh. V for violin, for violin. C for car, coo coo car. C says coo 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 coo. C for car, coo coo car. C says coo 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 coo. D for duck, da da duck. D says da 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 da. D for duck, da da duck. D says da 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 da. E for ear, ear. E says e for ear, ear. E says e. F for frog, frog. F says F for frog, frog. F says G for girl, girl. G says go. G for girl, girl. G says go. H for hat, hat. H says ha. H for hat, hat. H says ha. I for ice, ice. I says e. I for ice, ice. I says e. J for jam, jam. J says ju. J for jam, jam. J says ju. K for key, key. K says coo. K for key, key. K says coo. L for leaf, leaf. L says M for leaf, moon. L says M for moon, moon. N says M for nan, moon. N says N for net, net. N says N for net, net. N says O for owl, owl. O says O for owl, owl. O says P for pea, boop, pear. P says boo, poo. P for pea, peel. P says boo, poo. Q for quilt, quilt. Q says coo. Q for quilt, quilt. Q says coo. R for rose, rose. R says R for rose, rose. R says S for star, star. Star. S for star, star. T for tree, tree. T says tree. T for tree, tree. T says U for urchin, urchin. U says U for urchin, urchin. U says V for van, bum. V says whoa. V for van, bum. V says whoa. W for worm, worm. W says W for worm. X for box, box. X says goose, X for box, box. X says goose, Y for yacht, yacht. I says yo. Y for yacht, yacht. Y says yo. Z for zoo,